Episode 18 of Couch Bum. Let's go. I'm your host, Gabe Diaz. With me, I got my co-host, Jamie. Say what's up to the people.
Yo, I've been here since Monday waiting to record, and like no one's even come. yo, want to hear something shitty real quick?
But can I say hi to Carrie real quick?
Nah.
Can we do that? Can Carrie say hi to the people, please? Carrie, go ahead.
Let's go with it.
All right, Jamie, go ahead, brother.
Bro, it's like May 12th right now, bro. It's like, so like I told you, my buddy was coming up, and we're going to get dinner tonight in Uptown. And I was like, oh shit, baseball game, bro, let's go. So I bought some tickets to the baseball game tonight. And then I was like, and I looked, and it's like fucking 40 degrees and like 20 mile per hour wind. I was like, I'm just gonna non-refundable. I was like, let's go get food somewhere.
It's such a shitty day.
And it's like I spent the one day, I spent the money on the tickets, and then like literally 10 minutes later, he was like, yo, check the weather. And I looked, I was like,
Like you bought them today.
I bought them today.
Oh,
like,
you fucked up, bro. It's been raining all day, so I
walked through the rain to get to my office, and then I sit down, and like now I'm like, oh, I have no memory of the rain. Like I there's no conception, bro.
My man was in the zone thinking about crunching those numbers at work.
Yeah.
So real quick before we get started, just want to say,
yeah, but I had some Reese's Pieces though, so we good.
All right, thank you for sharing that. Just want to say, catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, also on YouTube now. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Also on Twitch, watch us play video games. Anyway, so for today, we're going to talk about the Venom 2 trailer, There Be Carnage. So that's amazing. And then we're also going to talk about Mare of Easttown, a new HBO series. And then we reviewed Sputnik, something a little more low-key, kind of like an Aliens type, or an Alien, not Aliens, not the sequel, the OG Alien kind of vibe space movie. They're Russian, right? It's set in Russia.
Yeah.
Very Russian.
You didn't know like the entire movie was fucking gray and beige, bro?
True, you're right, bro. You're right. I should just realize it from the tone.
Yeah, I know the shady thing. Real quick on Sputnik, real quick. So, like, you know, like I already watched it like when it came out, right? Like a year ago.
Which was when? Like a couple years?
I have no fucking idea.
I think it was like 2018.
Yeah, it was pre-COVID, bro. We were happy back then. And like, bro, I watched like the last 30 minutes recap for this shit, and dude, I don't know if it's just Russia, but like if you just watch something that's based in Russia. It could be from the 1930s. It could be from fucking 2040. Like everything looks just gray and dilapidated, bro. I'm like, when is this movie taking place, bro? I don't understand.
Like it's a timeless era. Like it's a timeless place. Actually came out 2020, so not that long ago. So still pretty recent. You can catch it on Hulu. We're gonna talk about that in a bit. Before we do, let's talk about this Venom 2 trailer. Carrie, you haven't watched the first Venom, right?
Nah.
How about you, Jamie? Have you watched it?
Hell, I actually rewatched it like recently, bro.
Oh my god!
after the rewatch,
brave man.
It's not that bad, bro. It's not that bad.
Oh my. Okay.
It was enjoyable on the second watch.
All right, yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you. What was your opinion of the first one? So you changed your mind on it?
Well, I mean, obviously, all the millions of listeners to this podcast know that like Gabe is like obviously like a Greek god when it comes to reviewing movies. Yeah. So like I was just like chilling, live my life, and then Gabe was like, yo, Venom. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Venom, bro. He's like, yo, hot duh. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll watch it like with an unbiased opinion. Then I was like, the entire time I watched it, I just had your opinion in the back of my mind, and then I rewatched it. After I hadn't talked to you for a while and like my mind was right and I watched it and I was like, yo, enjoyable, bro.
Enjoyable?
I'll watch it a third time, bro. Fight me on this.
I mean, go ahead, bro.
Venom is Sputnik is fucking Venom, bro.
We're gonna talk about that. I'm definitely gonna bring that up.
Damn.
Jamie. Carrie, do you have any opinions on it? Like, was there a reason you didn't go to see it? The first one? Or not didn't go to see it, but you never caught it on like DVD or Redbox or some shit.
Nah, the worst part is I like Tom Hardy. He's cool.
Yeah, I love Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he's not really playing a Tom Hardy type in this movie though.
Yeah,
so,
and I was like hearing not the best things, and it was like, should I waste $10 in 2 hours, or should I do something else? So I just did what I do every day and play video games. So
Yeah. So obviously I'm the guy that's the most biased and the most harsh. And in a way, it's really hard for me to not be biased when it comes to Venom. I didn't like the first one. I don't think it was like complete garbage, but it was pretty bad. And
was it just because of his accent? Like if
his accent's terrible.
If you took out Tom Hardy's accent and everything else is the same, I think you like the accent.
See, this is my thing. This is my thing, and this is like this is just on the like. It's hard to describe what I'm trying to say. On its foundation for me is already fucked up before I even walk into the theaters because Spider-Man isn't involved. And like this is me saying I'm a nerd when it comes to Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes, and growing up there's Spider-Man and Venom, and you really have no Venom without Spider-Man. Like his character really doesn't make sense.
His entire look doesn't make any fucking sense.
His look doesn't make sense. His powers don't make sense without him. Like, dude, the guy has a spider web across his chest. That's how it's supposed to look. Instead, he's put like some white lines there just to like replace it. So right there, like that killed it for the first one. Because there's people, I know people will go in and they're like, yo, I'm just happy to see that character on the big screen, you know? And I'm like, I want more. Like, I don't want to just see my character, one of my favorite characters on the screen just be butchered, you know? Like, I want to see it be done right. Because,
wait, did you create the character?
No, I didn't create it, but I didn't create it, but I'm a fan and I can enjoy it. Like, I can see when something's shitty. Like, go ahead, Kerry.
Gabe, I feel you. It's like getting Scarlett Johansson as a minority character. It's like you got the movie you wanted, but Scarlett Johansson comes in. Like,
Willem Dafoe plays the demon from Death Note. I mean, that kind of redeems it, right? Even if it has like a white main character.
That was also pretty terrible. But Willem Dafoe, I love Willem Dafoe, so I'll give you that. I'll give you Willem Dafoe gets a couch bump always from me, regardless of whatever garbage he's in. So that's how I went into the first movie. Now I'm going into the second movie. Vaccinated. I already know that the foundation is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like asking us to build a fucking building on a house that's already fallen apart, and you're like expecting it to be.
Yo, that was some good imagery, bro. I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? On that. Fuck you, brother. You're expecting it to be rock solid, but it's like, nah. It's still gonna be shitty because the foundation's shitty. But now going into with that knowledge, I'm just gonna go in and see it for what it is. I'm gonna go in. It's just a movie. It's a random ass parasite symbiote movie. It might as well be a different version of Sputnik. Honestly, it's not related to. I mean, they throw in like the Daily Bugle, you know what I'm saying? So they might try to hint at some Spider-Man shit, and that could be interesting because I know they're gonna have like a crossover with Sony. They're gonna probably do some Spider-Verse shit where Tom Holland's gonna get his ass sucked into the Sonyverse, and then he's gonna be chilling with maybe Tom Hardy. That could be cool, even though I don't know if I want to see Tom Holland in this BS. Like, I don't know if I want to see him be like tainted by this series. But, you know, so I'm going to start with some positives on what I saw from this trailer. Okay. So, first positive, Andy Serkis is directing it.
Huge.
So, that right there.
But is he a good director?
So, the only thing that he's directed is, I think it's Mowgli from, what is the...
Jungle Book?
It's like Jungle Book. Yeah. He did like a Jungle Book movie.
Like Netflix. It's like the Netflix spin-off bullshit about Jungle Book.
Yeah. And it was solid. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like wow, but overall, decent story. The effects look good. Pretty sure he's motion cap because that's his whole thing. So what about
that makes you think? Okay.
No, there's just talent behind it. This guy has been around people.
But you're like, yo, I'm hyped that this guy's directing, but then you were like, you know, the only thing he's actually directed, like, it was okay.
But the guy's talented. Like, good. Yeah, I feel like you're mad at everything. Yeah, good at acting. Even when I bring positives, like, this is what I like about it. Oh, what? That's why you like it? This is what I like about it. That's why
you gotta be more hype. I can see through you, bro.
So this guy's talented. He's been around people. He's been part of the Planet of the Apes franchise. I'm hoping he took some notes during that and he could pull together some kind of story. He's already worked with Woody Harrelson before, so he's got that there. I'll give you that. Woody Harrelson, His hair looks better in this version. He doesn't look like some psycho killer clown. He actually looks decent. The only thing I'd say is that he just looks and sounds like Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, it's just Woody Harrelson in a superhero movie.
You know, and it has the cliche monologue where it's like, you and me, we're the same. Like, never heard that shit before. Yeah. But my bad. This is what I liked about it. That's what I liked about it. Carnage looks pretty cool. Carnage looks cool. He looks like Venom, but red. So that's lit. I would say I'm not 100%, like, I don't know Carnage's origin story that well. Like, I'm not like all into, I don't know that much about him. So whatever they do with Carnage, I'm not gonna be that critical because I really don't know. Like, I think it's supposed to be like the spawn of Venom or some shit. But besides that, I don't know. So whatever they do with Carnage is gonna be brand new to me. So I won't be as like, no, that's not like in the book. So that could be interesting for me.
Yo, Gabe, you think about this way, right?
Those are most of the positives.
If there's any shitty piece of this movie, right? At least it'll lend to jokes in Deadpool 3, right? So it's like, even if this is a complete doo-doo fire. But Woody Harrelson, bro. Like, if Woody Harrelson I see it as fucking Birds of Prey, right? Like, Birds of Prey was an okay movie. I Margot Robbie. But other than that, when Ewan McGregor like brought his A game and he like carried that movie. Mm-hmm. So if Woody Harrelson can bring the same kind of fire that Ewan McGregor bring, then like if the villain's good, that's 75% of your movie. Even if Tom Hardy still has the same fucking shitty accent shit. If Woody Harrelson is like a believable villain, then I'm in for it, bro. I'm in for it.
Yeah. Okay. Carrie, any positives, my guy?
Yeah, I had two positives.
Okay.
When Tom Hardy and Venom walked into the grocery store and Venom said, "Bugs and how, Mrs. Chen?" And then at the very end, when he said, "We should eat Mrs. Chen," and that was the two positives. Everything in between, stop Asian hate. Everything in between, any Woody Harrelson, any just like movement of like the forced breakfast scene is like, yo, yeah, Tom Hardy's living a horrible life now, which is like he's got to deal with this guy, and it's like, man, we've seen this all before. Like,
yo, if they bring back, they need to bring back the doctor, bro. The doctor, the other guy, the boyfriend, like the dynamic between the boyfriend Tom Hardy and the girl. What's her fucking name? I forgot. I just hope her wing's better, honestly. If he's there, like, I like that dynamic, like the three-way dynamic with them. So like and that'd be cool to see like what Carrie said, if like they're probably gonna do the whole like, yo, we're trying to live together. Oh, Venom, you can't do that, you crazy symbiote. This is Earth. You can't do that around people. And
he's got rules on the fucking walls and shit. Like, what? Don't you guys communicate like Venom needs to move the wall just to? But I mean that opening scene was like, if they were trying to grab, I know in the trailer, this movie is not for me, and I'm not going to say it's for me, but like, if that's how you start your Venom 2 trailer, like, that's how you started with like, you got Tom Hardy looking like a mess, walking around, you got Venom going out of his body to grab like Eggos and cereal and milk and shit, and like,
huge product placement.
Like, well, what? Like, that's,
to be honest, the food looked good.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, if I could have somebody make me food like that, just like while I'm just walking around being pissed, like, yo, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
As long as he cleans up.
I mean, I think that, like, also it's like, it's just a departure from like a character that I'm familiar with, because it just like feels like a symbiote, kind of like in Sputnik, which we'll talk about later. It's like, it's supposed to be like one person, but they're going more for like the Jekyll and Hyde maybe, or like the two complete opposite personalities in one body, fighting over one body, versus like two just being like infused. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all like we are Venom, and now it's like waffles kill Miss Chang. Like, it's like,
no, they were together on the chocolate order. They both needed that chocolate.
That was funny. They
were in unison, man.
And I will say, I did understand Tom Hardy there. Those last lines, I understood him. The rest of the trailer, did not understand anything he said. So I'm not sure. Maybe he really focused on his accent on those last couple lines. But yeah, that scene right there, you know, it's kind of I don't know what the tone is, because it seems like they are trying to do comedy, but other times they're trying to be like brutal and go for an R. But then in the first Venom, you have like Venom making out with himself and like being, you know what I'm talking about, where he's like making out with.
How does Tom Hardy? So Tom Hardy's character, like in this universe, like can he jerk off with Venom inside of him? Like does Venom help?
Hello?
I'm sure the symbiote could just get out of his body and
he can't like leave his body. You're connected at all time, bro.
When he goes to grab something, instead of grabbing a waffle or grabbing milk, he just grabs the dick.
Yeah, maybe like he's like eating Eggos to distract from Tom Hardy. Like, you know,
bro, what we're talking about right now is a more interesting.
I just pull this dynamic, bro. This is world bending, bro. This is world creating.
World building. Let's go and wrap it up. I mean, I'll go and check it out. I'm not gonna try to hate on it as much. I'm gonna try to be as open about it as like, you know, I have very low expectations. So anything it does is probably gonna impress me, you know.
You're gonna see that Sony shit at the beginning though, be like,
We'll see. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Nah, what am I saying? I'm lying. I'm not looking forward to it.
Are you though? Like nothing about what you just said for the last 20 minutes.
I'm kind of looking forward to see the train wreck. Like I'm kind of looking forward to see, like, I just don't have any expectation it's going to be good. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking forward to see how messy, how crazy it gets. Maybe they'll just do some like off the walls. Maybe it'll be like what I wanted Mortal Kombat to be, and it'll just be like meta and off the walls and self-aware and just fun as fuck and crazy as fuck, you know? Train. Or it'll be like Venom 1 and it'll be a piece of shit. All right, so let's move on. Mare of Easttown series on HBO. Jamie, you just binged 4 episodes of it today or last night, right?
Yeah, I started at 11 p.m. and I was like, all right, because Gabe is such a good friend, I'm like, let me watch this shit. I watched it and I'm like, you know what? Kate Winslet, she fell off, but I respect it. I respect her process right now. She kind of pulled the what's that thing that I Care a Lot. Remember that movie?
I Care a Lot.
I Care a Lot. We reviewed that shit on this podcast.
Oh fuck! Which one was that? Was that the one with Peter Dinklage? She's like,
yeah.
Okay.
So like how she's ripping vapes. Like all right. So they got Kate Winslet ripping a vape. I'm like, all right, it's
that's the new thing, bro. That's so crazy.
And then, dude, fucking. I watched the first episode and I was like, you know what? Like their fucking Philly accent with like "welcome home," like that bullshit. Like let's go to Wawa and get some coffee and shit. Like I was like, all right, whatever. But dude, after the first episode, I was fucking enthralled, dude. Like the whole atmosphere of it was amazing. And just like it's just like she's such a likable character where it's like she's not that over the top where it's, you know, the dynamic they try to build where it's like, oh, she's super stern, like a bitch and everything. And then then she flips 100% and then she's like, oh, let me hold the door for you and shit like that. Like, it's like you're showing that she's a good person. This is like, she seems like such a real fucking person. Like if I met her on the street, I'm like, yo, this isn't Kate Winslet playing a character. This is like a fucking person in a community that's just like existing. Like it just felt so fucking real. It was dope, bro.
Yeah. I completely agree. Just do like a quick, like a synopsis or summary. It's Kate Winslet in Philly, or I think it's Philly, right?
Philly adjacent. It's like
or Pennsylvania. Somewhere in Pennsylvania.
They talk about Wawa and they have like heavy Philly accents.
Super small town. She's a detective. She's lived in this town her whole life.
She's like the detective of the entire fucking city.
All the neighbors, everyone, she knows them. All the kids, she knows the parents. So first episode, we learned that one of her basketball teammates, her daughter Katie has been missing, and Kate Winslet's character has been like nonstop trying to figure this shit out.
So she says. We don't see it.
Yeah, we don't know up to this point what she's been doing, but what she claims is she's been like putting out a lot of work. And from that first episode, I completely agree. They sell it. Like the only thing what's cool about this show is it's kind of like we were talking about Sputnik, where it's like Russia, like what time is this? Like, what year is this? That's kind of how it feels with this minus the vape. If they didn't have the vape, I'd be like, is this the 90s? Like, I don't really see much technology.
That was
they had cell phones.
besides that,
yeah,
though,
they have
like
iPhone play like. You see, like Disney Plus before every movie, it's like, yo, there's product placement. But then here it's like off rip. It's like, yo, here's an iPhone. Like, right?
Yeah, they have iPhones, they have laptops, they have vapes. But like besides that, it looks like it could be in a different setting. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what like, I was going to say about
it. It has like a classic, like older kind of detective feel to it.
Like when you look at Sputnik and you look at Mare of Easttown, it's like, bro. This entire podcast episode is about places you don't want to fucking live because it looks like all people do in fucking Easttown is smoke cigarettes, take drugs, get addicted to drugs, and then murder each other, and then just eat fucking bread, like and then cheesesteaks.
To top it off, kill yourself. You also could be suicide at the end of all that.
But dude, on that piece though, and Kara, I want to hear your opinion on this, not for a specific reason, just because I want you to get involved, bro. Like. Fucking when they're talking about suicide and mental health and shit, it doesn't feel like it's that preachy 2021 bullshit where it's like, oh, we're addressing mental health because it matters in society. It's like this shit's like, yo, this is exactly how mental health exists in like communities like this, where it's like driven by drugs and then like shit goes off, and it's like people live in this gray fucking environment with like dead end jobs, and all they have to look forward to is smoking cigarettes, eating fucking cheesesteaks, and drinking Yingling every other scene. Yeah. It's like, yo, everything just seems like it's like actually grounded in realism. It's not just fucking. It's not trying to like make a statement about what society is right now. Like
the therapy sessions were solid. But go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah, like the whole first episode was just like it's just saying like you do not want to fucking live here. Like, if you fucking live here, your life fucking sucks.
You will want to kill yourself, bro.
The show overall, like all 4 episodes, banger. Like you wanna watch every single one back to back. Was like the only confusing part I had was like they have like a town that's set up for like the least diversity possible, but like they've like all the characters introduced. You got like LGBTQ, like 2 people just in the same area. You got fucking weebs. I was just like, what is this weeb?
You got the spunky black chick that has a radio station.
Yeah. And but the weird thing is, like, they got all that diversity, but you tell me how many Asian or Latino you saw at all. It's like, so they have this diversity.
See,
but not the real diversity.
Besides the Irish restaurant, they haven't gone to like a Mexican restaurant yet.
The Mexican restaurant was. Oh wait, that was Italian.
I don't know. That's the one thing I would say, like, you know, and no, not to get political or whatever, but in like if this was made in 2019 or early 2020, it would be like, and they had like the gay daughter. It would be like the whole thing where it's like they're holding hands. They would totally do the whole dichotomy of the parents are like, oh, we hate your gay lifestyle because they're like representing like the right or like the Trump section of America. And then the left is like, oh no, we have to make a statement on HBO saying like, no, gay is right. Like we need to fight for it. It's just like, yo, there's a gay daughter and she's just a daughter that just happens to be gay and no one mentions it. It's just another fact of life. It's like, oh shit. It's like they're fucking representing America how it is. It's not making a statement. Yeah. Like I keep coming back to that point. For like a small
town, this is like the most accepting small town.
Yeah, for real.
I was just like, but this isn't how like real life works.
It is 2021 though. It is sad, like
but time. Do you think that town's up to date with 2021 by now? Like,
I mean, maybe not. But it's on
HBO. That was my only gripe. You know,
the thing is though, I will say that maybe, but like Jamie said, it's done so well and it's so natural. It's not like you're not being force fed it. It's not so odd. Yeah. I didn't even really write any notes or anything about it because it didn't take me out of the story. Like I didn't even like think about it. It was just like, oh, that's her character. She's dating this girl and now this is going on and she's interested in this one or whatever. And it was like, if it was a guy, it would have been the same story. There would have been no difference. The parents were chill, or grandma and mom were like, oh, you know. Like they weren't like, my goddamn daughter.
They fucking they nerfed everyone perfectly. Like you got Guy Pearce he's got abs and shit. Like okay, he's killing it.
Still looks good, but
he looks good. Like Kate Winslet, they nerfed her. They nerfed the grandma who was in she was in Watchmen, where she was like looking younger, but she's looking older here. And like even the girl from Spider-Man that plays the gay daughter. Is in it too with the shaved head and shit. She was inspired. She was the news anchor in Spider-Man. She was the love interest of the psychic. Yeah.
Okay.
So like everyone's nerfed appropriately to where it's like these people are still famous, but I can see them living next to me. Like even Guy Pearce.
Yeah. They all look like normal people. Even Evan Peters.
Okay. If we would have touched Evan Peters, I'm gonna. All right, so I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on Evan Peters first, and then I'll go in on it. But let me hear y'all.
To me, okay. First of all, before we get into Evan Peters, there was something you said earlier that I want to comment on before we go on. You were talking about how Kate Winslet, she's all busted now. Yeah. But like
everyone's trying to fuck her.
Every character's trying to smash. Every character's like, ooh, you haven't bathed in days, girl. Your family's all fucked up.
All she does is drink, giggling, and eat cheesesteaks.
Drowning in alcohol 24/7. I gotta tear that shit up.
But she hit the shot, bro. She hit the shot. She hit the shot. Like she's the mayor, bro.
Like that town, I didn't know what the other prospects are in that town. This detective that's getting I don't want to spoil too much. This detective is just like
she just wears flannel jackets everywhere. Like there's nothing about her that's like I want him.
Okay, this one. So all right, I just wanted to say that. But
I guess when you're high fentanyl, everything was good. Right?
Evan Peters, I'm loving him. I think he's doing a great job. I think also he seems like the things Evan Peters has such a distinct look, but he somehow, to me, he can play different characters. And this one, he's a normal guy, but he's still kind of his charming self where he's like, he has jokes, but he's just an interesting character to me. Like he's in there and he's trying to work with Kate Winslet. I hate the ones where it's like, again, the cliche of having like the hot shot,
and the young
agent, the young one come from somewhere else, and they think they're the shit, and they're trying to fuck everything up. So I like that he comes in there and he's like, "Yo, let's just try to work on this. Like, I'm on the same team. Let's do this." It's I like how their relationship's developing. He has this scene where he's drunk. Honestly, he fucking killed that scene in my opinion. I rewinded it because he had me like laughing my ass off. There's this thing he mentioned. I don't want to ruin the joke, but I'm gonna mention one part of the joke, and it was a bagel. He mentioned this thing about a bagel, and I fucking laughed my ass off. It was so good. So I'm there for it. I'm liking his character. There really isn't anyone that I have. Like they even have Pam's first love interest from The Office. Kate Winslet's ex-husband in this. Frank, yeah. They even have him, and he's like a normal character. Like everyone is just like so real. But yeah, what's up? Wait, before you go on your rant, Karen, how did you feel about Evan Peters? If you even cared.
Yeah, I might be in between. At first, he sort of sucked. He was like he was clearly getting shut down by Mare, and he was just like, let me do as many dumb jokes and silly comments as possible
until she cracks.
And then I can relate. And then my silly jokes will just work like a charm on her later, and she'll be my best friend, and we will be the bestest buddies.
Yeah, I can't see that going wrong.
Yeah, so he grew on me as time, especially with the bar scene.
The bar scene was great.
The drunkest scene.
The bar scene was great. Okay, Jamie, why do you hate Evan Peters?
All right, so I'm a gigantic American Horror Story fan. Like Evan Peters is my boy. I love that guy. All right, but when I'm talking about the realism of this, like everyone's Philly accent is like subtle. When they say home, it's like the home that always hits the Philly accent. But for him, when he first came on, I was like, "Oh, it's Evan Peters doing a shitty Philly accent." Like his accent's garbage, bro. Like
is he doing an accent?
Yeah, he's doing. Yeah,
I didn't realize.
Listen when he says home and wah, you say wah and home. Those are fucking Philly. This Philly accent. Okay. So he hits it hard. Like he hits the accent hard. It's kind of like with when we were watching Fargo together, right? The first season of Fargo. And I said Bob Odenkirk came on, and it was like just Bob Odenkirk doing a fucking Minnesota accent. And the same thing with Evan Peters. Evan Peters came on, and it was like, oh, it's Evan Peters. And then he's doing a Philly accent. I'm just like, oh, he's just doing a shitty Philly accent while everyone else is like kind of understated. And I will say, like, I'll agree with you where after the whole like I'm the young hotshot versus I'm the mayor. I'm the one that's like
I'm the mayor.
I'm the mayor. She is the mayor of the city. Honestly, she's like an entity. Like after that kind of like that trope got done with, I was like, all right, I can actually like watch him. I guess work if he I'll be interested to see. I hope they don't pull it into he's supposed to be like the straight laced guy who's supposed to be like by the book because he was like stopping Mayor from like grilling the guy.
Reckless shit, yeah.
He's growing on me for sure. I think I've gotten over the accent right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I just mentioned the straight lace about that interview with the baby daddy, or quote unquote, there was the baby daddy or baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little spoiler, bro. In the hospital when he picked up the pillow, I was like, "Yo, fucking do it, fucking do it." Let's go.
I mean, I don't want to spoil, but I was
don't
just
spoil
like,
it. But let's just talk.
I don't want to spoil it, but I was like, I knew what he was gonna do. I was like, all right, he's gonna, and then he, So it was like that. That was one of the moments where I was just like, I kind of feel like I know where this scene is going. Yeah. But the show's so good that I really could have gone the other way. Like, but it would have felt weird. Yeah, I think it's like, how I'm like super serious about the comic stuff, or my Spider-Man. Like,
is there a manga about fucking Mare of Easttown?
It's like, no, I think it's like your problem with this one. Like you have seen so much of Evan Peters, like that you could tell he's doing a different accent, whatever. I've only seen him in like a few select things, so like to me, I didn't even pick up on his accent. I didn't really even realize that he was doing one. He just sounded like normal Evan Peters to me. So I mean, but if you watched every season, he's like in all like 10 of those bitches, right?
Yeah, I say
like every season. So.
I say by the end of the season, he fucks the daughter of Mayor.
What?
Yeah, I'm calling it. I'm calling it right here.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to see it happen. I don't want to see that shit because that's gross. But it's going to happen because I can just feel that it's
you're talking about rape, though.
No, because it is technically, like legally. No, because during the scene where he's interviewing her, like because Mayor can't be there because it's like the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like during that, I felt like they were like had like a little bit of like this hinted chemistry going on, and like they have her, she's a lesbian, but I have that thing where it's like that's like where we know that she's a lesbian, she's gonna stay that way, but I feel like that's gonna be like a subtle plot twist they're gonna pull is like Evan Peters is gonna, because they tried to pull that shit with Frank. With the Frank plot twist, or they tried to. Like, I feel like they're gonna try to pull that shit. I have an I don't know what it is, but I have the inkling that that's going to happen. Just stay tuned, because if it happens, I'm Nostradamus, bro.
This show's cool because, like, not to get too much into Frank, but there was moments like watching like early, because I'm looking at every character, because a lot of times in these shows it's like the person you least expect, or all of a sudden the person closest to our main character is involved in the case, you know what I'm saying? So that we're emotionally invested. And so it's kind of cool because it's like, I was thinking like maybe this character, and then it's like there's a lot of potential red herrings where you're like, I could definitely see it going this way. Yeah. But then you got like the first episode, it was like you had not to get too much into it, you got Frank saying sketch stuff like, oh, I just heard, some rough stuff was going on at home. And then you also had shots of like the uncles, and the uncles were looking at each other kind of weird. And it was like, okay, so there's, and so there's like different, and then the dad is a fucking piece of shit. So it's like, there's different options, and all of them are like, oh, it could easily be any of these. And there's like if you look at Frank, it's like, yo, the stakes are so high in your situation. Same for an uncle. Like the stakes are high, so it's like it makes sense.
Getting hungry. Talking about steaks. Shit.
I was gonna ask Carrie, how'd you feel? Real quick, how did you feel about the Evan Peters accent? Did you notice?
I apparently don't know Evan Peters like I
don't know him as well as I thought.
Hashtag Mike Quicksilver,
That dude is in everything now, though. Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I think we're all giving this series a couch.
It's just a couch. Like honestly, it's probably the best thing I've seen of everything we've reviewed so far. Is probably one of my favorite things.
It's pretty great. I was binging the first 3, and earlier I thought I saw episode 4, and then when I went to go click episode 4, it says sneak peek for episode 4, and I almost fucking blew everything up in my house because I was like, no, I need more.
You know what? The one thing another thing I fucking love about this is I'm thinking about my mom, right? Where it's like my mom loves Lifetime. My mom loves Lifetime movies and shit. like the dramatic bullshit.
And I always heard me Lifetime movies.
Okay. I've always wanted to I always want to recommend shows to her, but everything on HBO is like so gratuitously sexual or like laden in curse words and shit. But like this is like
wholesome.
If it wasn't for like some straight titties every once in a while, it could be on network cable. And like I can fully go to my mom and say, I recommend watching this because you'll love this shit. It's like a Lifetime like TV show, but like HBO had like a little
If it wasn't for like dead naked titties, it'd be on FX.
Yeah,
like, it
sure.
used to be like Fargo. It could easily be like on the same level as that.
It's so fucking good. It's so good. God,
it's so good.
Just watch this shit.
So couch bomb from everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do a quick ad, and then we'll talk about Sputnik. Are you a couch bum like us?
Do you want to get up and make your own podcast?
Then you need the Anchor app. Let us explain.
It's free. IDK about you, but that's perfect for my budget.
Perfect for mine. That's damn straight. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
All right, so Anchor distributes your podcast for you so you can hear your beautiful voices on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and whatever else people use to distract themselves from society.
Beautiful. You can make money from your podcast, like what we're trying to do right now with this ad, for example.
Yo, it's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place.
So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, and we're back. Sputnik movie review. Anyone want to give a quick summary before we get into it? Jamie's, I think you're the most positive. You love this shit. You want to give a quick...
anything fucking space related is dope. And it's like kind of a space horror. Oh fuck, bro!
Yeah.
Oh my
Russian
God.
alien.
So raging hard.
It's a Russian, So it's a Russian alien space horror. It starts off with two Russians in space singing and
is
talking.
It 2 or 3?
It's two.
It's 2.
2 and like one
it
like
started
ball.
with 2.
And they crash land on Earth, and something caused it, and something joined them. And so it's a mystery of what this thing is.
Yeah.
And we also follow a scientist who's like a hotshot scientist who makes like life-saving decisions, even though they're hard decisions. So she gets recruited, and she's there to figure out what this thing is from space and what it's doing to one of the survivors.
So you're basically taking Alien, less people, taking Alien, and you're throwing it into like a not really a Tom Clancy, but like a Tom Clancy Cold War era like mystery or like the thriller of like it mixes the mysteriousness of I mean, I still don't know. Like I said earlier, like I don't know when I look at this movie. I'm like, when it comes to Russia, is it 1930? Is it 1817? Is it fucking 2020? Like everything still looks gray and generic. Like I don't know when this fucking thing is set, but it's just like it has
the technology, because there's like they have some secret bases, and some of the stuff looks like.
But then they have like black and white TVs and all the security cameras.
Exactly. So I definitely feel that.
It's just like you have you have aliens, which is like dope for sci-fi. You have horror, which still has a good bit of gore, but not too too egregious. Gratuitous gore. And then you have like the secrecy of like the Soviet, Soviet era Russia, where it's like the secret military operations where, you have the normal American shit where it's like the American secrecy. It's like, oh, we're just like trying to protect our weapons. But like when it comes to Russia, it's like there's like a desperation to like their need to keep secrets because they're like it's almost like they're trying to hold on to this alien because it's the one thing that's going to like make us supersede the United States or supersede capitalism and like make the Soviet Union great again or whatever. Yeah. It's just like it just has that bullshit in it where it's just like there's so many dynamics while set in sci-fi horror. It's just it's so fucking good, dude. And like the CG's good, the fucking the practical effects are good, and just the cinematography is like it's well done, even though it's not like it's like IFC. Is it IFC Studios?
I can take a look.
IFC Midnight. It's like the horror section of IFC Films, but it's not like a major production, but it's just like it's still really well fucking made.
It's low key.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's a low key movie.
I'll let y'all take away because obviously I fucking love it. But keep going, bro.
No, I agree with a lot of those points. It's kind of like, all right, if you've seen the first Alien, which you should do,
you should turn this podcast off right now.
Yeah, go watch Alien and Aliens,
and then watch Aliens. Hashtag RIP Bill Paxton, my boy.
Fucking love Bill Paxton, bro. I could do a whole podcast just how much I love that guy. Yeah. So it's basically like the opening of Alien, where you have something inside somebody. Instead of it turning into a horror where it's like we're all on the spaceship and now this monster's taking us out, it turns into what Venom wants to be. What Venom thinks it could pull off, or what like Venom was trying to do.
You have all the Sony executives taking notes after watching Sputnik on Hulu.
They even have. I don't want to say too much, but they even have moments where they say like symbiote, all that, and it's just like, wow, this is what Venom should do. Actually, you know what? Another one. Speaking, because there's a lot of movies that have the Venom feel. Because there's a movie called Life with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
that has the Venom feel. And there's another movie which is fucking awesome. It's called Upgrade, and that's also like it's a low key production, like, but it's AI, but it might as well be Venom. Like it might as well be that because he like talks and everything. It's pretty sick. So I got those feels. But I like it because it's got the serious tone to it. It's got a cool atmosphere. It doesn't have the creature cooking up breakfast and shit. They do a good job of just showing you the creature too. It doesn't take that long. There's a good build up, a decent build up, but not like, yo, it's been 45 minutes. What the fuck? Like, come on. And then when they show it, they show the whole face. They show, you see he's got how many eyes, whatever. Like, it's like, oh, okay, this shit looks creepy as fuck and like slimy and shit. So I agree. I think they did a good job with the effects. The effects look cool. And like the way they shot those scenes, like those night scenes. I don't want to say too much. Yeah. Thought it was fucking cool.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The one thing is like, I don't want to give too much away, but when like obviously the alien murders people, when the alien murders the quote unquote innocent people that are being like offered up to him. Yeah. I was like, yo, if I was Russian right now, I'd be like, oh my fucking God, they're killing my brethren. But as an American, I'm like, he's killing fucking Russians. Who gives a fuck? Like, it's fine.
Damn.
Keep going. Shit.
Damn. It's just like,
Russian. It's just fucking Russians.
What's the Russian?
Oh, like, what else were they do? They can eat fucking porridge and like drive around their fucking generic ass car with their fucking generic shoes.
You know what they're gonna do? That Russian was gonna kill a goddamn American.
Yeah, for real, dog.
That bleeds red, white, and blue. Yeah. So it's a good thing we got this Sputnik alien out there fucking up.
For real.
But back to that real quick, and I'll let Carrie hop in. There's a night vision scene.
Oh god,
pretty fucking cool.
It was perfectly claustrophobic.
Yeah,
while also being like really like the action was clear. Like it was
like sound design. Like it's done. It's done well.
Yeah, the score on this thing is fucking beautiful, bro.
Score solid. Carrie, some thoughts, baby.
Yeah, are we at spoiler point or no?
Nah, not yet. Try to say as much as you can without spoil.
Like, it's basically all the positives Jamie said. Like the tone was set early, lovely, beautiful mystery. You don't know what's going on. The dark, great music. You're coming into a lab. You got this lady drowning. Mentally handicapped kids to save their lives coming in. Like you've got like, oh, she's got mystery. Aliens got mystery, but. But like halfway through, you're like, they sort of resolve all those mysteries. Like it starts to lose like some of its like mysterious elements, and it was just like turned into straight like the science was good. I like the science; it was cool. It's like really logical, and it was like really nice. But the alien just like boom bang, you're right there. It's like he rips people's necks, like except for hers, like. He went for her leg that time, but
he is like super OP, bro. Like the alien,
yeah.
And then it's like, but it keeps going with all the mysteries. Like, how does it work? All up until like the people in the night. It's kind of like
it's kind of like they figure out how it works, and then it's about. Now, what do they do with that information?
Yeah, that's where I felt like it run into a problem. Like after all the mystery was gone, and it was like the tone was really cool and set and everything. It just like it just didn't handle itself.
It just kind of turned into a Venom movie.
It was just like, yeah, I can't say anything without spoiling it. So it's like it's hard to say.
Okay, we can in a second. We'll wrap it up in a sec, and then we'll just each do a wrap up, and then we can spoil it. I definitely agree a lot with Jamie on the positives. I definitely see where Carrie's coming with that, because it does kind of. I don't know, the ending or like the way it kind of caps off. I don't want to say it's like forgettable, but it's not. It didn't have that impact. Like, it's been 2 days. Yeah. We were supposed to have this podcast on Monday, and we ended up pushing it to today, Wednesday. And at moments I was kind of forgetting about what I watched. Like, bits of it, I was losing it. Instead of like 2 days later, it should have like stuck with me. Like, damn, that's what I saw. You know, like that was some cool shit. And I was just kind of like, oh man, I gotta do this review, and some stuff is slipping. Well, you know. And so I feel like because of that ending, it was interesting in its own way, but it didn't, like, for me, it didn't have a lasting impact. So I think that I would still give it a high, gently used futon. Like, this futon is chilling in space. What? You feel me? It's not a complete couch bump, bro.
It's like a stratospheric futon.
Yeah, it's like a stratospheric futon, because a couch bump is like, yo, I'm watching this again tomorrow. Like, the Mitchells versus the Machines. Oh I wanted to watch this shit the next day.
You already watched Mitchell versus Machine a second time. Like,
you watched it a second time?
Yeah, I watched it a second time. Yeah, I watched it with Key and my dad, and I was like, yo, Dad, this is a banger. And he was like, he walked away with thumbs up. He's like, that shit was tight. And I was like, hell yeah, this is for everyone.
And that's a couch bump. You know what I'm saying?
That's a couch bump.
Now, this is a solid movie, and I think for a lot of, maybe for some sci-fi fans, for some Venom fans that maybe want something a little more serious, more interesting, this could be couch bump material.
I mean, this is like one of the best. I get what you're saying. This is, if you're into sci-fi horror, this is probably one of the best sci-fi horrors since Aliens. Like, there's not really that, like. I mean, you honestly,
I'd have to like look at the.
Did you ever see Event Horizon?
I have seen Event Horizon.
Event Horizon is good as fuck. It's good. It's kind of campy, and it's kind of CG shit.
It's older now. It's older.
But it's good. It's good. If you watch Sputnik and you kind of like it, watch fucking Event Horizon, because it's just bonkers. It's just so it's such a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, so I give it high, chilling, first step on the moon, futon, you know, just chilling right there. But very close to the couch bump. Definitely couch bump for people. Jamie, I'm assuming couch bump.
Couch bump skis.
Couch bump skis.
Easy claps.
Carrie, what you got?
Yeah, used futon. Like, the beginning, like first 40 minutes to an hour, so good, couch bump, and then it fizzled away.
Yeah, it lost some steam. So let's go ahead and jump into a spoiler discussion. You couch bums out there have been warned.
All right, Carrie wants to jump in.
Carrie said he wanted to jump into it, so let's have him have the light right now.
Yeah,
I can't see your face.
Yeah, I'm in the darkness, bro. My battery is 9%.
But that's what it's like to live in Russia, bro.
Bums, no, we can see each other. We have like a webcam set up, so he's like in complete darkness right now. Go ahead, bro.
So how do you end this? Like, how do you cap off this movie? Like, how do you end scene? Mm-hmm. You get out of the lab. You're on a random road in Russia.
Yeah,
and you meet this guy like becomes the arch villain. Not really, but he's like sort of set up. It's like what you'd see as like an arch villain. Guy? Yeah, the Marine guy coming in. He's like, that's like the normal setup right there.
Yo, Carrie, you know what it reminds me of? You remember Avatar, the military guy from Avatar?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same
Avatar.
Character.
That's the same Avatar.
No, Avatar, the non-the
the blue one.
James Cameron. The blue one. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the same.
It's like the same
vibe. Yeah. Even though I would say at least Avatar was more obvious that he was the bad guy from Rip. At least this one, I would give it to defend it. I said at least this one gave him some more character. And at first you were kind of like, maybe he's not so bad. He seems kind of, you know, I like what he's saying. He's like, you get shit done. I like his vibe, but yeah.
Yeah, but so they bring in the alien straight to the guy that can control it, and then it was just like, yo, let's give this. He just screams plot. His eyes go black, and it's like this alien has been like shot up, like destroyed, and he just emo screams, and all of a sudden it comes back to life and just murders him. And it's like, bro, don't you want to like put some chains on this shit or something? Like this thing just killed like 20 of your dudes. You're just gonna like release it.
It was kind of silly. Yeah, if you think about it, because like they're so smart, wouldn't they be like, okay, we're here. We have already captured the monster. Let's now capture this guy. Throw them both in the same room and then let them do it. Instead, they're all out in the wide open, buy some trucks. They just open, they're next to the thing. They drop a box, and the guys in there, they drop it open, and they're just like, they're all just having a conversation. There's like two guys standing next to it. The bad military guy is having a talk with our female scientist, and they're just all chilling. And then man is just like, and then all of a sudden, everybody gets sliced up. Our military
these military guys just saw this monster murder an entire fucking platoon of people, and it's wide open. They're just like chilling there with guns. Like, if I was them, I'd be pointing in their fucking face. Like,
I'd be like, yo, double tap, motherfucker. Like, I'm still blasting at this guy right now. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah. It was just like, you're like, you've taken all these proper precautions. You're like doing all this smart shit. And then it's just like such a moment of like idiocy at the final points of the movie. I was just like, how can anyone like look past this? Like it's so brutal. And then the dude's just like, we have like 1 minute left. How do we end this with the alien? He kills himself. It's just like, all right.
Yeah, this is half a joke. This is half a joke, half serious. So we're approaching this as Americans, where like we have a lot to live for. There's capitalism. There's Chick-fil-A down the street. Like we're dope. It's great. Yeah. Fucking Chick-fil-A sauce on tap. But you're thinking about Russians watching this. It's made by Russians. They're like, okay, either we go and eat some stone soup for dinner, and we go to our brown house with our beige floor, and I'm going to go to the factory where I just make license plates for a living until I die of alcohol poisoning. Justice League. Yeah, exactly. Not the Snyder cut, the first.
Not the Snyder cut. Not
the not slow-mo version. But then you look at, if you're a Russian, you're like, I kind of get it. Like, it's either I get to live a Russian or I get to just die an alien. It's like people back in the 40s, why everyone volunteered to go to fucking World War II, because it's like, you're going to die of like polio or some shit. Might as well die of like guns blazing. So like, I mean, they have nothing to live for. They're fucking Russians. Let them fucking die by an alien.
I think part of like the ending for me that kind of fizzled out was like the mystery of the host, right? Mm-hmm. The host is trying to figure out if the host knows what's happening to him. Yeah. And then he ends up knowing what's happening, and he ends up knowing that like he's killing people and he's feeling all this. So it's like with that, I was like, okay, now what's he gonna do with that? And then like I felt like it was gonna go like maybe I was hoping for something more extreme, like he was gonna go evil or something. But he kind of felt like in the middle where he had moments where he felt like he was a bad guy and he was saying some fucked up shit. And I was kind of like, if you break this guy out, like I don't know if even having him separated from the parasite would be a good idea anyway, because on his own this guy's sketch as fuck. So I think I was like a little underwhelmed with it just being like, oh, okay, the hard ass female scientist is like now kind of like they didn't go full on like a love connection, but I was kind of getting those vibes like she was like falling for him, and then she was like trying to save his ass.
How the fuck did she fall for him? Like
yeah, I mean he's a fucking astronaut, bro. Like,
no, he's a fucking hero, bro.
Because the thing is, I can see why he would want to stay with the parasite when he's fucking doing like 100 push-ups off rip, no sweat off his back, doing pull-ups, sit-ups, all that shit, you know, and he's eating good too. You know what I'm saying? So like I can see why he want to stay there. So I was kind of hoping for a more interesting resolution versus like, okay, we try to escape, we have other asshole doctor sacrifice himself just for this guy and the female scientist to bounce and just end up killing himself. Like I don't know, I just like there's something. I don't know what I want to, you know. I'm not a storyteller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that guy. Like, the other doctor went from like selfish asshole to like I'm gonna risk my life for y'all, and the hero guy just like flipped his switch too, and it was like they're telling us he was like, I don't want to fucking die, and then he just kills himself. It was just like there was a
badass military guy. He also kind of switched sides too.
Yeah, they just did so many like 180s on characters at the end, and I was just like. There wasn't enough build up to justify this. Like,
yeah, So I don't know exactly what kind of ending I would have liked, and maybe I mean it was for what it was. So it was okay. It was solid, but like it doesn't have that impact where I'm like, damn, like it wasn't enough for me to be like, fuck. 2 days later, like, damn, they did that. Like he did that or something. He got out of the situation. Like I don't know. Like maybe it would have been a cool twist if like I don't know, like if before he killed himself, he fucking transferred his shit into the girl or something.
Yeah,
or like the parasite. Maybe the parasite was like could have been like, this guy's fucked up. I'm gonna go into this host.
Or
he had like the.
Or they pull a Deus Ex and like have the guy basically like take her out and then just like drive off and shit. Like maybe just like whole time was manipulating her. Like something like that. Or just something more of like a ending. Like this was just like he's dead.
But maybe if because those are some suggestions though. Because like even if we got that, we might have been like, well, that would have been predictable if he betrayed her right there. Because it would have been like. We could have had the argument like I could see that happening. But any other and for me that didn't really kill the movie. I think it's still a solid movie.
It's a solid movie.
That's why I can't give it that full couch bump. But definitely it's been a good movie. Anything else you guys have to say about this one in this little spoiler discussion? No.
Yeah.
All right. So next movie we're gonna watch.
Yeah, what are we gonna watch, bro? Tell me what
we're doing.
It's the
Angelina Jolie movie. It's coming out on Friday. Yeah. So we got Mare to keep watching, and then I'm trying to look and see. It's called Those Who Wish Me Dead, starring Angelina Jolie. It's another HBO Max exclusive or whatever, coming out this Friday, so that's what we'll review.
Is it a movie or a show?
Again, we're on Apple. It's a movie. So we got a movie and a show to watch. So again, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We're also on Twitch, on Twitter as well. All Couchbum 10. So check us out. Appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next time.